Join discord.gg/flat earth and enter a VC check-in room, and someone will come along to VC verify you to get involved with the conversation about our earth.
Roohif Part 13.
Now you can sit back and listen to Roohif, one of these Globers, put his ideas forward.
And listen, like, I'm going to finish my sentence, right? Right? I'm going to finish my sentence. He said what he said in the text chat. I'm going to finish this sentence. Because if he has the freedom to critique the subject itself and say that discussing this subject, which is ultimately profound, is monotonous, quote unquote, then I have the right to critique that critique. And so this critique that he gave with this eye-rolling, condescending, smug attitude as though what we're talking about is vain and not worthwhile discussing, as he continues to interrupt me while saying that, as he continues, see? All of this is indicative of the kind of person he is. All of this.
Just insult me again. Just insult
all of this is indicative of the kind of person he is. Instead of just letting me finish what I had to say, he has to interrupt me.
Say it without insults, right? And then we can.
See, you still got to do it.
Yeah,
instead of closing his mouth and let me finish my critique after he finished his with his thumbs in the text chat, he has to interrupt me. Because he can critique other people. That's fine when he does it. But it's not okay when people critique his critiques. What does that say about a man? So.
He's a critiquer.
I'm a critiquer.
You're a critiquer.
Have you finished, Gregory?
Go ahead, Rufus.
He asked me, am I finished? While he heard me be completely silent for at least 15 seconds.
Okay, so you finished.
What have you got to critique today, Roohif?
I'm bored. Let's look at an observation. Let's do something flat Earth related.
Now, you know full and well this is not actually, the subject that I just discussed is not actually boring. He has to deny the profundity of these things because they are so heavy, because they're so heart-wrenching, because some worldview that many persons subscribe to, he abhors.
Is it acceptable to you that I found it boring? Is that okay with you?
No. No, it's not acceptable. It's not okay. It's not justified. It's not good in any way. No.
Okay.
It's okay with me.
It's not okay that I find it boring. Okay.
Hey, Roohif, can we teach you about your outer space fairy tale religion and your relativity that you consider irrelevant? Can we teach you for the next few minutes about things that you don't care about because you're a two-trick pony when it comes to angles and refraction, and the thing that has governed much of physics for the last 104 years since November 6, 1919, is the bane and warping of space-time, which is general relativity, which you consider irrelevant. So
teach me, Jim.
Can we spend a few minutes and teach you about what's really important and not your little theodolite, which can be easily manipulated for your little old ball? Because I don't see any place. I don't see any place where the theodolite has on its instruction manual only to be used to prove a ball. I don't see that anywhere. What do you see that somewhere?
No, the pronouns. Is it your accent where you say theodolite, or are you saying theodolite or theodolite?
Theodolite.
But that's an accent, not an A, right?
Whatever.
Crikey. Who knows?
I'd rather call it a total station, but what the heck?
But it's not. So I don't have a total station.
I think you should invest in a total station. That way you can take the shot, put it in the computer, and it can do all the work for you. What do you think?
I don't need to.
Oh, come on.
There's on this point is relevant. There's two categories of philosophy. It's called the critical task and the constructive task. You see, Roohif, people the likes of Roohif, no Proohif, emphasize the critical task and never take up the constructive task. Mind you, if you were here earlier last night, you should have heard him. And he also typed it in the text chat. Right? Science, I asked him very clearly in no uncertain terms, what is science? He told me an explanation of really sounds very synonymous to philosophy, but okay. And then proceeds to tell us both in word, in the voice chat, and in the text chat, science can't prove things. Really? Science is a method of inquiry to find an explanation for reality. And
Yes.
this method of inquiry to ascertain the truth cannot be sufficient to prove any explanation to be true. Can't even prove that a given explanation is false.
Gregory,
Yes,
I'm new
correct.
here, man. I'm new here, and I already feel embarrassed that I've taken so much time up. Like I don't know any of these people. I don't think it's fair to paint them in a light that's not like potentially not true to
No. You
their
don't understand. You don't
actual
understand.
skills.
No.
No, I
It's
think I
not.
do
It's not painting
understand,
any
man.
light.
I want to hear what everybody else has to say, man. Thank you so much for your illumination. Like let's
But I
just
wasn't talking to you only.
let it
There's no
fly.
reason for you to say this. There's no reason for you to say this. I wasn't talking to you only. What are you doing?
All right, man. I'm trying to hear what everybody else
I'm
has to
listening
say.
very intently myself. Thank you, Gregory.
What was the critical task and something else, Gregory?
The critical task and the constructive task. Okay, so what I was saying was, before that unnecessary interruption, people like of him only want to do the critical task. They just negate and deny, at best, giving some specific objective premise, at least one or more, to justify the critique. Most of the time, it's just unjustified negation retorts. Never did they take up the task of constructive philosophy, doing the very thing that he said is the definition of science. You see? So that's my question to him. And then I want him to tell us what he wants to talk about tonight in light of his epistemology and his worldview.
Right.
So
So
tell us the facts about the cosmos by your so-called science, which cannot prove anything.
Okay. The way to interpret the critical task and the constructive task is one just going. The critical task is just eyeing everyone else's observations or models or whatever, right? That's what you mean. Critical task, just critiquing someone else. Yeah.
Critique at best, giving an argument with one or more specific objective premises to justify the conclusion, which is in critique of the contrary position.
Right. But
At
attacking
worst,
someone else's.
you're just negating it.
Okay, attacking someone else's position is what I understand of the critical task. Constructive task is doing something and having other people critique it. Is that what you mean by constructive task?
Not necessarily have other people critique it, but the constructive task is to give a defense for a position that is affirming the conclusion.
Yes. So I've done my own observations, which measured drop due to curvature. So I've done the constructive task. Yes.
Show us.
Okay, I'll post the video in the chat. We've been through this. Well,
I'm not going to refrain from acknowledging that condescending chuckling in his voice.
Oh,
that is
sorry,
indicative
Pumpkin.
about who he is.
Sorry, Pumpkin. Snookums.
Because you can hear it in his voice. You can hear in his voice that he thinks he has such an exorbitantly high intellectual higher ground than us who don't believe his worldview. So he can't help, or he just refuses to refrain from expressing his condescending attitude.
Oh, don't you know he made 8 figures or whatever?
100%.
Yeah. Anyway, I will not respond to that. Anyway.
Like, so as long as people keep expressing themselves like that, I'm going to critique it. I'm not going to stay silent about that.
Okay. You can, and then I'll critique you, and that's just a personal attack. So, we can avoid that, all right? And discuss the evidence. That'd be great.
Still doing it.
What?
See, he's one of these type of persons that I mentioned earlier. They think they only care about truth just for the sake of truth. Why do you care about cosmological truth, Roohif? Please tell us. Why do you care?
Cosmological truth? What? I care about truth. I don't know what you mean by cosmological truth.
Truth about the cosmos. It's not that hard. Why do you care?
Well, the shape of the Earth I don't consider like a cosmological truth.
My God. The Earth is a part of the cosmos, isn't it?
Right. Everything's a part of the cosmos.
Okay.
Right?
There you go.
I care about truth.
Okay, so what I said wasn't wrong. You see how you unnecessarily nitpicking at what I'm saying? I said cosmological truth, the Earth is a part of the cosmos, therefore the facts about the Earth is a cosmological truth.
Okay, it's a redundant adjective. Okay, I care about truth.
Well, you say
it's
you care
redundant.
about truth, in the same hand,
It's
you also
specifically
trust the
truth about the
government.
cosmos. You see how he's critiquing that for no reason? How is that redundant to specifically identify the category in which the truth is concerned?
I don't consider the shape of the Earth a cosmological truth. It's just truth, right? Just truth. It's not about.
So you don't categorize things?
Jeez, let's move on.
No, you mentioned the point. So now you mentioned the point. Now you want to move on. You want to critique me, but it's not okay for the other person to critique you. That's abhorrent and contempt to it.
Whatever concession you would like me to make about the word cosmological, just imagine that I've given you that concession, and let's move on.
Just imagine that that you've given that concession.
Jesus,
Okay.
Gregory. You're a hard person to talk to, Gregory.
Oh, Jesus. You made it hard. I said a very plain and simple phrase, 2-word phrase that everyone else in here understood and did not want to critique except you.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on. I have measured drop due to curvature. I've posted the video in the chat. And Donato, what's Donato's point? Does he want to make a point there? He's just put a question mark, and I'm like, okay. Anyway, my video's in the chat. You can watch it or not watch it. Depends how much you value truth, I guess.
Notice you also didn't answer my why do you value the truth? Any truth, including truth about the cosmos.
It's important to me. It's how I live. I cannot.
Why is it important to you?
I cannot handle mentally knowing false things and knowing they're false and still believing them. I can't do that.
Oh, you're unable to believe falsehood, huh?
Yeah. I know something's
You're unable
false,
to believe falsehood. Everything you believe is true, right?
No.
Everything you believe is true, right?
I didn't say that. If you're unable to handle false beliefs, then you cannot believe anything false. Therefore, you only believe things that are true. If I know something is false, it hurts me to act as if it is true.
Really?
Yes.
Like?
Describe that hurt. Yeah, I want to hear this.
It's what people call cognitive dissonance. It's actual mental pain.
Cognitive dissonance is a phenomenon when people are being critiqued and they refuse to critically consider the critique. Are you conceding that you're unable to critically consider a sound argument critiquing your position?
I love being critiqued. That's partially why I'm here. I love it. I love it.
So if someone says to you that the Earth is flat, you said that hurts that hurts you. So what are you saying?
No. If I know something to be false, or if I believe it to be false, and I act as if it's true.
That's a better word.
Yeah, if I act as if it's true, that hurts. Like it's like when you lie. It's the same as lying, basically.
You've got one observation which shows you that you used a theodolite at 32 kilometers.
Yes.
And you came up with a 62-meter difference on where the top of the mountain should be.
There was 62 meters drop, was it? Over 32 Ks or something?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Yep. Maybe just double check.
Now, maybe 62 or 68. Not sure. Now, you're in here, God Rockin'. Would you use a theodolite over 32 kilometers?
70.
No, not that I'm aware of. And you cannot make a small, little tiny telescope like that. You can't level it out and have it be very accurate for any more than maybe a couple hundred yards. After that, you're going to have to shoot very short, maybe 500 feet.
Yeah,
I've used
and
it
then you got to.
I built
and then you got to
laid out complete subdivisions, footings, property lines. That's what they're for. They're not for shooting off miles and miles off into the distance because the apparatus is not accurate enough for that. It is not. You cannot level a 2 foot or a 1 foot 10-inch telescope level enough to be accurate past 500 feet. You just can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't do it.
So
I agree. The line, even the line on the telescope. Actually, where do you actually point that line? Do you point the top of the mountain at the bottom of the line or the top of the line?
Well,
it's a pretty thick line, but for you to be away 32 kilometers, like that line in the screen is pretty thick and does cover a lot of meters on the mountain. Yeah,
we'll get to that in a second. Right, but first of all, Godrockin, I posted in the chat. Your country was surveyed with these instruments over vast distances. I posted a big triangle in the chat, in the VC chat. 192 kilometer size. Well, they surveyed your country
At a
pretty
time.
accurately. God reckon.
At a time, 192 kilometers at a time.
Yes.
This was done like back in the 1800s? Is that when they had this stuff?
This is 1927.
Come on, man.
Lost your
mind. They were more accurate then than they are now.
They use massive theodolites in these things. I'll show you a photo of the theodolites. They're huge.
Doesn't matter how big it is.
What they did was
that's exactly what gives you the accuracy.
So when are you picking refraction? So you want to pick refraction now or later or
refraction for horizontal angles is not an issue.
Yeah. So why do you say the Black Swan has refraction issues then?
Right, because that's a vertical movement, a vertical shift. Right?
How is horizontal angles? It's taken 1 foot off the surface.
But you're looking through a vertical gradient, not a horizontal gradient.
Through a vertical gradient on the Black Swan as well.
You're not looking through a horizontal angle, right, is measuring left to right. Right? Refraction happens up to down.
That be terrestrial?
Are you serious?
Yes.
So you're saying there's a difference between your shot, mountain peak to mountain peak, and the Black Swan?
Yeah, the Black Swan objects are displaced vertically, right? They're displaced vertically. If you're measuring a horizontal angle...
How do you know they're displaced? How do you know they're displaced?
Because the gradient is vertical.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
How do you know they're displaced?
Jesus Christ.
From what measurement?
This guy is a moron.
The vertical gradient.
Which makes a vertical.
Say that again.
Water is contained, which makes the vertical, the top.
I don't know what that means. That the gradient that causes refraction is a vertical gradient. It's more dense lower down, less dense higher up. Right? That the gradient isn't more dense to the left.
Yeah, but you're only
to the right.
Through one medium though. You're shooting through one medium, so
light refracts through a medium of varying density. Do we need to get up definitions?
Air and air.
Yes. And air? Yes, the density changes.
Air is a different medium than air.
No, it has a varying density through the air.
Define refraction.
Okay, I'll bring up the meme I made 2 days ago.
Yeah. Define refraction. What is it?
We're getting there. Hold on.
Is it light refracting from one medium to the other?
Let me read from Encyclopedia Britannica. Reflection and refraction. Light rays change direction when they reflect off a surface, move from one transparent medium into another, or travel through a medium whose composition is continuously changing.
Okay, so the air is getting thicker and thicker, is it?
Yes. Thicker at the bottom.
Getting thicker and thinner.
Thinner up top.
So as the light travels through the air is getting thicker and thicker.
No.
Is that correct?
More dense at the surface, less dense higher up.
As you traveling, elevation, we're going in a horizontal line. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
So is the air getting thicker? Because if it's just going into a medium, which is air, then it's just going to be going at the same speed. So in order for it to refract at the rate that you want it to, but it's traveling in a straight line at the same level.
Yeah, through a density gradient. Right,
density
more
gradient
dense
is
below.
vertical.
Yes, more dense below you, less
not
dense
horizontal, Roohif.
Right, the gradient is vertical.
You are so annoying. The gradient is not decreasing horizontally. Like you just said, it's decreasing vertically. The light is traveling horizontally, not vertically. So the air is not getting less dense the further away horizontally.
Right.
So I agree with that's the refutation, Roohif.
That's not a refutation. Holy shit.
You see, there's no point in talking to people the likes of Roohif because he is so thoroughly devout to his intellectual superiority.
Right. Look at
such exorbitant pride that he can't even realize he's being refuted by his own premises.
Look at the screen, Gregory. Okay, we've got light. Let's say it's traveling.
This guy is a complete joke. He's nothing but a liar.
He is so religiously devout to his pride and anti-flat earth superiority complex. He doesn't even realize people are appealing to his own premises he just said less than 2 minutes ago to refute his notion.
Okay, look at the screen, Gregory. Can you see that Snell's law diagram?
You've already been refuted. Every
are you
time
afraid
someone
to look at the
refutes him,
screen, Gregory?
he wants to direct attention immediately away from what was just said to him. He doesn't ever directly engage what was said to him.
I agree with everything you said. Now look at the screen.
So then you agree you've been refuted by your own premises then?
No, look at the screen.
So now you're contradicting yourself.
No, I'm not. Look at
You just said you agree with everything I just said. What I just said was a refutation. So then you agree with refutation against you. Then you say, no, I don't agree with what you just said. So you simultaneously agree with my refutation of you and don't agree with it?
It's not a refutation,
It can't be both.
The gradient is vertical. We are traveling approximately horizontal through it. I agree with you. Now look at the screen. Can you see the screen?
No, not condescendingly talk to me. You've been refuted. So your line of reasoning has been refuted by your own premises. As the light is traveling horizontally through the air, which is not getting less dense the further away horizontally, your point fails.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Up until that point, Gregory, I agreed with everything.
Correct.
Now look at the
You're
screen.
incorrect, Roohif. You're nothing but a professional liar, and you know it. I know
Fuck
it.
off, God dropping. You are such a fuckwit.
Now, with all this being said, why are you in here? If you think you are so intellectually superior to us, why are you in here?
Yes or no?
No, answer my question. No, answer my question. I'm not continuing with you. Why are you in here?
You're done. Now, anyone else who wants to understand
why are you in here
in the atmosphere, anyone else that wants to understand,
that's a waste of time. No. By his own premises.
I just can't stand to listen to him. He's so condescending. He's so rude. He always takes the higher ground. He tries to make everybody believe he's got the higher knowledge and we're the stupid ones. It's one time after another. It's over and over and over and over. He's just rude. He's ignorant and he's a liar. And I'm sorry, I can't tolerate it.
The same thing.
I'm sorry, I just can't tolerate it from him. That's why I muted him.
My question is worthwhile asking to him.
You can mute him anytime you want, but I can't stand to listen to the guy. He's just straight up ignorant, condescending liar. We all know that.
Earlier I asked him, this is a worthy point to be made. Earlier I asked him, why do you care about truth at all?
100%.
Because supposedly he has this internal pain as though like a headache or something. Well, I can't believe this falsehood that I know to be false. And I can't live according to it. Yeah, right. Okay. Let's go with that for the sake of argument. Then I'm trying to ask him a follow-up question. Why are you in here? Especially given that you have demonstrated every time when you engage with us in here that you think you are so intellectually superior with your anti-flat earth pride and your religious devotion to that intellectual superiority you believe you have over us. If we're so down here and you're so up there, why are you even talking to us? Why are you in here?
Just so he can be condescending and rude. Somehow it's something he loves
He was
to
in
do.
here the other night doing the same thing. The exact same thing. Over and over.
It's what makes him tick, I guess. And I just can't stand it. Sorry.
Yeah, his premise of his conversation last time he was in here was, well, I believe what they believe. And I asked him, well, who's they and what do they believe? So his premise is just falls on its face.
He also said he believes government officials, and yet he claims to be a proponent of wanting to believe and find the truth. Those two things don't go hand in hand.
And this is all within a worldview. I'm not going to stop emphasizing this either. This is also within a worldview that has an epistemology that is so-called science, and supposedly the science is the explanation of reality, and science cannot prove anything. Why are you in here?
Yeah, exactly.
The comprehensive, all-encompassing epistemology for how you know anything at all is insufficient to prove any belief you have, any supposed explanation. Why do you care about truth if that's the case, and why are you in here?
He's in here for the reaction he gets, to be honest.
Yep, no kidding. I'd like to know the same thing, Gregory. You're right on target, my friend.
Which is why it's very worthwhile for AI to say to his children, not everyone in this world is a good person. Not everyone in this world loves you. Not everyone in this world is going to look out for your well-being. Some people want to rape you. Some people want to murder you. Some people want to lie to you. Some people want to manipulate you. Some people want to humiliate you.
What about the people that they don't want to do that to?
I'm sorry, what?
What about the people that they don't want to do that to?
The people who...
They don't want to rape. They don't want to touch. They don't want to take. What about those people?
What about them?
It's irrelevant.
What about them? What does that have to do with my point that I'm affirming with AI that he said several minutes ago?
What about them?
What about them? What is your point in mentioning them? You see, this question that he said and retort against me that went nowhere.
Do you think those people are missing out on something or something? I would disagree with that. They're not missing out on anything because he's not rude to them and doesn't lie to them or try to take advantage or make them feel stupid or all those things that he does. If there's someone he doesn't do that to, they're not missing anything. Trust me.
What about who don't want to do those sins, those offenses, those crimes that I just listed? What about them? Why did you mention them to me when I made my point? You say there's a problem with people. Why did he mention something to me and it went nowhere?
I think he was saying some people are bad. Well, there's other people that are good. It was a poor point with no premise and no conclusion.
Yeah.
I agree. In defense of Roohif, and I hate Roohif as much as everybody else. Okay. In defense, his heuristic arguments Gregory was brilliant. Then he absolutely battered him. Absolutely brilliant, and he battered him. But without that opposition, you don't get to hear that. Right? It's annoying having baddies, and I completely agree. If you got him drunk enough, he'd probably be like, "Yeah, I'm just fucking with them flat earthers." It's like he knows the arguments both ways. He knows a thelododite. Sorry, if he's used one, I used one yesterday. It's not accurate. Okay, from about 100 meters away, I can't read between 10 mil. Okay, right, so I have to guess roughly between 10 millimeters. When I'm laying out a large foundation, but it doesn't matter. Over 100 meters, you can have an inaccuracy of 10 mil. So over 32 kilometers or whatever, you could be miles out. Even if he was 100 meters out, I'd be surprised. It's bullshit. It doesn't matter, but it keeps you on your toes. It's an heuristic argument, and keep.
Can you spell that word for me?
Brilliant.
What is that word you're saying?
ERISTIC. I think I'm dyslexic, so I'm not great with spelling. But the heuristic. It's arguing for the sake of it. It's a bit sophistic. Heuristic. It's a great word. We should use it more in this. It's like, you heuristic fool. It's almost like an aristocrat, but it's not heuristic. Anyway.
Keep in mind when he joined in, he did say he was bored, and the only reason why he was here was because he was bored. He was just being...
You did say that earlier. You're right.
Yeah. He was only here because he was bored to begin with. He had no intention of listening to anything anyway.
He wants the attention of being proved wrong, because if someone went up that same mountain, showed how inaccurate a theodolite is, then he's getting all the attention of, and he is. He's got a pawn in the game because he's done an experiment. That's all he's got. Nothing. He's got nothing. But it's still an opposition.
He's actually done it. I just don't believe that. I think he just made it all up because that's a lot of effort to carry a theodolite up on the mountain and then set it up. I don't even think he knows how to set one up properly, dude. I don't believe that he did that. I think it's all just a big game he's playing. And I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't.
It is just an optical trick that children do with their fingers when they're smashing people's head.
Yep.
That's all that is.
Yep, I don't believe for 1 second he's done that experiment. No way. If he did, he doesn't. No. I've used a theodolite my whole life, and I would never even consider trying to do something like that with one. That's ridiculous.
Oh, oh, the horizon is below is below the line of the liquid within the theodolite. Are you freaking ridiculous? If you just move it down far enough in your field of view, it will appear below the horizon. Now the Earth is concave, curving up.
That's right. A very, very, very tiny amount of movement on it will cause that effect. Yep.
Ridiculous idiot.
Yep.
That's ridiculous idiocy. I try to use those words sparingly, but I used it that time. That is what children do when they're playing with their eyesight, with their field of view. Angular size.
Tau is near and is tiny. This Tau is real and far away. I think it would be good to get proof whether he actually did the experiment himself, whether he got out of his bedroom and actually did it. I would be interested. If he climbed a mountain with the theodolite.
That damn word, right?
Yeah, man. It's early in the morning here. Theodolite. I'm not had coffee. Theodolite. If he actually did that and he took a picture of himself whilst doing it, with some friends around him, that would be even more amazing. Then all power to him. But it's for us to prove him wrong.
I'd like to see how they level it too. I'd like to sit there and witness the leveling of this device because it would have to be done very, very critically. I'm telling you that right now. You can't just throw it up and think, it's level. No. You've got to spend some serious time spinning it around, checking it, double checking it, triple checking it, making adjustments. I don't believe that he did all that. Not for 1 minute.
He's got a major flaw with his argument.
Yeah. I was just going to say, Godrock, and it's worth watching his video. Actually, you'll get a kick out of it. Sorry, Batman.
And that's okay. That's okay, mate. You know what the problem is with his argument? If you climb a mountain and use a theodolite, apart from the inaccuracies of the distance that he's using, let's say you're 400 metres above sea level. Well, your theodolite is not going to, the crosshairs are not going to show the horizon. The horizon will be lower because you're 400 metres above sea level. Do you understand what I'm saying? The higher you go, your horizon has to drop on both a globe and a flat surface. It'll just drop more on a globe than a flat surface, but it will still drop. Now, if he's viewing 16 kilometres away or 30 kilometres away or whatever it may be, can you imagine how minuscule the horizon will be to the crosshairs of the theodolite? It'd be like less than a millimetre.
Yeah, it would be very hard to distinguish from, and that's not what you use it for, dude. You don't use the theodolite to do that. Theodolite, you do not use them for that.
No, look, Godrockin, I've got two surveyors, one senior surveyor and one normal surveyor that plays at my club, and I grilled them on this one. They said to me that a very expensive total station, this is a really, really good one, with a huge magnifying lens on it. The maximum, it can do is 3,200 kilometres. 3,200 metres.
That's right.
And there's
very expensive. Those were the ones you just talked about. The total station. They are very expensive. I doubt Roohif has even had one in his presence, let alone owned one or used one. They're very expensive.
50,000 Australian dollars.
Yeah, that's what I said. Very expensive.
There's a 6 mil error over 3,200 metres. 6 mil.
Whether you're standing on the surface of a sphere or the surface of a flat, or whether you're standing on a convex curving surface or a flat surface, the curvature of the sphere or the perimeter or of the flat surface are both finite. So of course, if you go high enough, the extremities, right, of the sphere within your field of view, or the extremities of the perimeter or circumference of the flat surface, of course, if you go high enough, will begin to descend below eye level in your field of view.
Yeah, on a flat or a globe, it will descend. Period. Does both ways. Of course, it would more on a globe, but it does descend on a flat plane. Period. The higher you go, it's going to descend below eye level. That's all there is to it. It's going to do that
And
eventually.
We've got one person to blame for this. We know who it is. That's the guy that's been sprouting that, the horizon rises to eye level no matter how high you go.
Yeah,
Eric DeBay.
that's a illogical, problematic premise, because that logically implies, number one, that the surface extends infinitely, which is ontologically absurd, and two, it's contrary to what we empirically detect.
I don't even know why we play Eric DeBay videos on our live stream.
I heard he's trying to make some kind of a comeback or something. He's starting to become more active again or something. Now he lives in Maine. He doesn't live in Thailand anymore. He moved back to the mainland, and now he's getting. Guess we're going to start hearing more from Eric DeBay again, which I don't find intriguing at all. So
the state of Maine, M-A-I-N-E.
The problem with him,
yes, that's what I was
the
told.
problem with him is he's never adapted any of his arguments, and some of them that he's said in the past are wrong, and he's never changed them. Like he's incapable of admitting that he was wrong. That's his problem.
Yeah, I mean, I can't have no evidence for what I just said, but I was just told by somebody that claimed they knew that he had moved back to Maine, and above New York, there, however far it is, and he's back in the United States and is starting to become active in the flat Earth argument again. So I don't know. Maybe it was just a bullshit story, but the guy seemed to act like he knew what he was talking about. But who knows? I don't look forward to it in any way, shape, or form, though, to have to hear from Eric DeBay again. I mean, he said what he said. He did some, okay work in the beginning, got people going, got people thinking about it and whatnot. But yeah, I just don't, I'm not intrigued.
Well, everyone, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night. God bless you.
All right, Gregory. Have a good night. I'm going to go to bed too, guys. I'm just sorry I did Roohif so soon, but I just can't deal with it, man. I just don't like listening to people that are so condescending, rude, ignorant, and they just continually lie. I mean, we all know the earth is flat. We know. So he sits in all these arguments he's coming up with. They're just straight lies, guys. They are all just lies. So, just remember that, because we know. I know, that the water is level, and that's all there is to it. So you don't need to listen to all this horse shit from these people like Roohif. He's got measurements. He's proved this. He's theodolite this, theodolite this. No. It's all wrong. It's a lie. I'm done with it. I just can't. I'm done with it, man. We got no reason to listen to people like him. We know where we live. So just remember that, guys.
Hey, Batman, if you could, tell us more about the Seattleite, this drop. Well, I guess it's speculation Sunday. I'm going to speculate that the constellations tell the story of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. Hey! You got Virgo, the virgin with the seed, right? You got Hercules conquering the serpent. Man, it's good stuff. We all got the same stars. We all got the same stories.
find them stories.
Hey Timbo, can we get Roohif unmuted again so we can have another laugh? Sorry, I'm enjoying this.
Yep, no worries. Done.
Mate. Anyway, Godrocket and Gregory have gone. So I did agree with Gregory. The gradient is vertical. It's not getting more or less dense as you go from point A to point B. So I've posted Snell's law in the chat to explain that the light will bend down because of the density gradient. And if we follow the diagram, yeah, you'll see just an application of Snell's law. That's it. I can talk to fill the space, fill the dead air. Anyway, One Deck's here. Hello, One Deck.
Oh yeah, mate, you all right? Just driving at the moment.
Right.
So
All right.
I'm just driving, but I'm just listening.
Yeah, cool.
Hope your child's okay.
Oh yeah, fine. Oh, we actually also had a dog have a anaphylactic response the other day. Like literally died on the operating table and then had CPR, come back, and now she's home. Fantastic. Pretty cool. What I was going to say was Yeah, so one deck, my old account got nuked because of Shane St. Pierre. So this is my new account. I think I sent you a DM, didn't I think. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I did. There you go.
Not sure. I can't check it.
Yeah, it's good. I'll send one anyway. Oh. Am I just feeling dead air? I can address Donato. Is Donato still around? I'll just talk. Cool. Anyway, to address Donato at 30 minutes past, so half an hour ago, I'll post the image again. Boom. And boom. All right. I have reposted Donato's image in the chat. That is not how the atmosphere is structured. So refraction doesn't happen because the air from point A to point B is going from less dense to more dense. The light bends downwards because below the path is more dense and less dense higher up. Yeah, so that our atmosphere is structured. More dense at the surface, less dense higher up. And with reference to my Snell's law diagram, you will understand why. Why it bends downwards. Who am I talking to? Like, is there anyone watching the live chat? Let me have a look. There are 29 people. There we go. 29 people in the live chat. Very good.
You've muted him. This is Roohif, I'd like you to have a look at the second video that I posted a little bit a while ago and really have a look at that, because that was taken about 3 feet off the water surface, and clearly no refraction is evident on that one. So look, guys, if we can't have a laugh about this, I don't know what's going on. Like, these guys are clowns. You can clearly see that they're all clowns. If you think you live on a spinning globe in 2023, you got a mental issue. You really do. If you have to go to Snell's law or whatever law to prove your point, man, it's just bamboozles me. But anyway, I'll just try and shut up.
All right. So the second one where you're seeing the boat, fishing boat.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That's quite a nice one, don't you think?
Yeah, but there's clearly an inferior mirage. You can't ever ignore refraction unless there's no atmosphere.
Okay, so the inferior mirage is no more than what one would gather around about 1 to 2 meters below the boat. So you can clearly see that the trees are evident. The road is virtually there, literally there. So I'm not sure where this dip that you talk about, like, you've got 2 images like jumping out in front of me here. None of that is evident over 64 kilometers. So can you please just explain it all? Like, I have to be the dumbest flat earther on earth, man, because I cannot fathom that we live on a ball.
So to analyze these videos, I need the observer location and kind of the direction we're looking at. So do you want to do the city one or the boat one?
The second one, honestly, I like the second one a little bit more. The first one, I can't actually remember exactly where I was with that. I do believe I was only about 10 metres up off the water, but still at water level, still at water edge, but a little bit higher. So, yeah, it's a little bit confusing, but the second one's quite clear and evident, mate. Like, honestly, 3 feet, 4 feet, if that. So,
yeah, the boat one, you're about 3 or 4 feet. The one across to the city, you see a guy go across in the boat, and his head is at the horizon level. So you're probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 feet, something like that. In the one looking at the city. Yeah, I don't know where you are. I don't know how far the horizon. I don't know how far the background is and that sort of thing. So yeah,
quite simply, most of the videos that I posted from Point Henry to Melbourne across the Port Phillip Bay there. So if you want to get that up on your Port Phillip Bay, you've already done that quite a few times in other servers that I've been a witness to. So I know you know where it is. I know what you're talking. I know you know that where I'm talking about. So it's quite. There's clearly no fault to the ball. So I just don't understand why we're still arguing about this.
The one where you're up on the walkway across to the city. What did you say it was? Port Henry.
Yeah, that one's just around the corner from Point Henry, but yeah, it's not too far away. But yeah, it's pretty much Geelong to Melbourne. So that first one that I put, so that's quite a simple one to try and diffuse if you like. But like I just look, I'm honestly, man, I just can't believe we're arguing about it. That's all. It's just dumbfounded me.
Point Henry. Okay, all right. All right, so we'll put you somewhere near the pier, somewhere there.
Okay.
Across.
For over 12 months, I went to exactly the same location for this exact reason. So I can't get anyone confused. Every day was different. There was reflection. Some days there was that much haze that I could barely see halfway across the bay some days. So I got a couple of clear days and I managed to get a couple of decent little short videos. I tried to make them short so I can upload them because anything long, I've got heaps of really good videos that are like a minute long, 2 minutes long, but I just can't upload them. The server doesn't allow me to do that.
Yeah. There's a navigation marker. I'm just trying to figure out where you are exactly.
That's right. Do you want the red one, the blue one, the green one? There's quite a few there.
Yeah. Hang on. Where's the channel? I think I can see one. I'll call that a buoy, I think. Or is that a boat? That's a boat. I'll stick you at Point Henry. Doesn't matter. Just get a distance. All right. So CBD of Melbourne. Oops. So yeah, 58 k's thereabouts.
Yeah, I generally go about 64, but 58 is if you want to be precise with if you've got Google Maps open and that's what they're telling you. I'm happy with that. What is that? What is that meant to be on the 39, 59? Fall on the ball.
How much drop or how much hidden?
Yeah, how much is meant to be hidden? Yeah.
All right, what's that? And I reckon you're about 8 feet ish. 58 kilometres. So refracted hidden 182 metres.
So around about 300 feet.
More than that, I think. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty clear and evident that we don't live on a ball. Then, yeah, it only takes one proof, doesn't it? How many proofs do you want?
are you saying these buildings should be hidden? I've just found the A&P building, 220 meters. It should be visible.
So it should be visible?
Should see some buildings, yes.
My camera sees around curves and sees the actual trees and the ground and the road with cars travelling along the pier over there and St Kilda and whatever. So I've got heaps of videos. Like, I don't want to spam the whole server, but it is, mate. I did virtually 2 years there. I missed maybe 2 months over 2 years from exactly
Where is the trees though? Where are these trees? They're not 60 kilometres away.
In the first video, they are, yes.
I don't think so.
No, they don't look it because that's what the camera does. It's a P1000 that I film with that. Most of the time lapse that I do with the P900, and they come in quite a little bit fuzzier. And I went there every morning, not every night. Not. I did go there a few times through the day when it was nice and clear, and got a beautiful long videos of wind service and doing that and balloon rises and so yeah, it's quite interesting across the day. It's a beautiful place to visit actually. Geelong might be a little bit of a dive, but if they ever pull their head out and make that place a beautiful place, it will be an attraction well worth visiting.
Yeah, if we can identify where you were, we can figure out where the trees are, because I guarantee you they're not 58 kilometres away.
You guarantee that we're not in the middle of the bay, mate. There's no island there. It's either St Kilda Boulevard or very close to Melbourne. Honestly, there's around about a 10k distance across the vision, so it's only about a 1 or 2 degree turn of the camera. So this isn't rocket science to figure out there, buddy. There's no curve there, man.
We've got to do a proper analysis, right?
You can decipher as much as you like, man, but you're not going to confuse me with your Snell's law.
Oh, but yeah, don't worry about Snell's law. We'll talk about refraction later. Let's identify where you are and what these buildings are, and then we'll identify what the trees are. Because I'm pretty sure they're not 58 kilometres away. Trying to find that building.
You can be pretty sure if you like, mate. I'm not going to argue with you all night over the same point. You can clearly see Melbourne. You can clearly see the trees. There is a road there where the trees are. So we're just going in circles otherwise. So I can see why people mute if we can't get off this point.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll try and identify the buildings. Then we can do a bit of analysis. See if there's anything hidden. Anyway, Tim will be here shortly. Where are we? Today. Do a bit of geometry later.
If you need more videos, I'm happy to send them through DMs or whatever, so you can decipher what you like. If you like, just give me your hypothesis on the entire observation that you see there, and I'll send you through other ones that you can decipher.
Yeah, I was thinking it was the back of Williamstown, but it's too far to the tree line goes too far to the right for it to be Williamstown. So it's definitely the Esplanade in along from Port Melbourne to St Kilda. Definitely.
For sure, Timbo. Thank you very much.
It can't be anything else. Yeah.
It's only Roohif that's questioning it at the moment, but thank you, Timbo.
Yeah. And one of those buildings in the foreground is called the HMAS building in Port Melbourne. So you can have a look at the height of that.
Yeah, I'll do it. I love analysing photos of shit.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool image, man. Do you know how many years I've been trying to get that shot?
I went there every day, Timbo, so I could imagine if you only went there half a dozen times, it would be quite tricky. And you really do need to be there in a nice crisp morning with the sun. Clearly, it's beside it there, but I have actually got it behind it, but they're not very good pictures.
Was that like midwinter?
Yeah, most of the good stuff. Hey, I do need to highlight the new moon. You get a lot clearer shots. Like when we've got a new moon, the refraction in isn't as strong. So if you're going into like a full moon setting, you're going to get a little bit more moisture in the air. The moon clearly brings more moisture. Everybody knows we plant by the moon, and that's where the water comes in, and it drags it along with it. So look, I've been doing this for 7 or 8 years now. 2015 is about when I started. So there's no denying it. I do it every day, guys. So I don't know what the confusion is. It's across the bay and it's beautiful, man. It's quite simple. This is why I laugh so much. I'm just like, guys. So
cool, man. That man got a shot like that from Port Arlington, but that's another 20 k's closer, you know. But to get that shot from Point Henry is that's amazing.
Oh, Tim, thank you, man.
Look at that boat. How far away was that boat?
I think he's just come off the pier over on the other side of the bay there, and he's just sort of hovering around. I can't exactly know where that boat is, but
yeah,
I've got some awesome pictures of. I got this family leaving from Point Henry once, and there was low tide, and they all got on the boat, and they went out. They got stuck on the sand, and they're bouncing up and down. It's so funny. I posted it on Facebook. He took hold. It was hilarious, man.
That's the other side of the bay to the left towards Avalon Airport.
Yeah, like I when I'm going to Gemso and I get the likes of a couple of the Aussies over there, and they just like, "Where's Williamstown?" and whatever. I'm like, I'm not filming Williamstown, mate. It's only like 20 k's away. Why would I? Like, it's a lot better to decipher this globe than Williamstown, you know. So it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I was down that way this on the weekend. So, I went down. I was in Ocean Grove. Then we were going to go down. We were going to go down further, but it was blowing a gale, so we had to stay away from the forest. So.
My sister lives in Ocean Grove. It's a beautiful place. She's got quite a nice place just off the water there. If I knew what
my two boys live there with their mum. So.
Oh, really? No, it's a good place, and the people are open and honest and smiling all the time. It's quite a beautiful place. It's not tainted like Geelong City and a few other places that I know of.
No, it's very different. It's a bit more country.
Yeah, and surfy sort of.
Yeah, laid back. It's not as commercialized Torquay.
Yeah. Torquay, I do like Torquay, but only for the glitz and glamour, I suppose. But yeah, I generally just drive through there. Oh, the only reason I'm not filming on the water at the moment now, I lost my car the other couple of months ago and can't afford to get another one at the moment. But yeah, we're getting there. And once I get that, I'll get my own location and do some more better filming now that I know a little bit more. I'll get this. I might get a Salinalian. Sorry, I might get the. Sorry, I'll shut up.
All right, that's. I can't believe that shot. The amount of times I've seen the city from there, but not had the equipment with me, but never seen that land in front.
It is true when they talk about a hill of water. It does actually rise and fall all the time. And if you stay there all day, look, honestly, I could have got this shot quite a few times on many days if I stayed there all day. But I just like to go there, get the sunrise, get the location. It was just sort of more about how far the sun moved, and it actually travels around about 90 degrees from right to left at our summer point to our winter point now. It's actually got like a 90 degree turn, and it's quite interesting, and it really did open my eyes. There's no diffusing my mind that everything moves around us and we don't move around anything else.
Yeah. Have you been down to Queenscliff to see how much Queenscliff Point Lonsdale to see how much water rushes in through the heads?
Oh, mate, it's magic out there. And I was a painter for a very young, and I don't mean to talk too much, guys, but I was a painter for most of my life, and I painted all the piers along the peninsula there, so I got to see heaps and stuff, man. And it's just awesome. Yeah, Queenscliff is a gorgeous place, and if you don't mind waiting an hour to get some fish and chips, the fish and chips down there are quite.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful. That Bellarine Peninsula is absolutely beautiful. I like it. It's better than the other side. I like it much better than the Mornington Peninsula.
Yeah, look, I've got a lot of friends over in Mornington, so I do like that area as well, but only for the afternoon. If I lived on that side of town, I'd film the afternoon, but on this side, the morning view is definitely the way to go. And yeah, I've got some awesome stuff. I've got some better stuff than what you presented there, but that's quite a nice shot.
I got a picture of the city from Dramana. No, not Dramana, further around. It was Rye.
Yeah, I've never filmed from Rye. I've only ever driven from it.
It wasn't clear, but I saw it. I think it's about 80 k's.
Oh, from Rye to Melbourne, really?
Oh no, it's not. It's 50. Sorry.
Yeah, 60 sounds fair. And like that whole bay is sort of as you if you look at the bay, it's one of the longest in the world. The whole bay. So, but generally most points are about the 60 kilometre. So it's I wonder what Roohif's claimed so far. Have you found anything interesting there, Roohif?
I'm still trying to line up the buildings. I can't. Like they're not. It's not looking.
Line them up with what?
With Google Earth.
With what?
The buildings in Google Earth. Yeah, they have 3D buildings in Melbourne. So I'm trying to line up the photo with the buildings, and I'm struggling.
How far away is the photo taken from?
60 k's thereabouts.
No, the photo on Google Earth.
No, there are 3D modelled buildings in Google Earth. So I've set my observer 60 k's away, where Big Ponds is. Yeah.
You're trying to match up a model with a real photo.
Yes, and generally it's quite easy to do that, but this is not working for some reason. Can't find the right buildings.
It's a model.
Hey, you got to trust the CGI first, man.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll
let you know on Google Earth and see what you're talking about. I've never used that function.
Yeah, so I'll post a thing in the chat.
No, yeah.
There you go. So that's me sitting 60 kilometres away, trying to line up his photo to figure out which buildings we're looking at.
To me, that doesn't even look like any image I've ever seen of Melbourne in my real life.
Okay.
Where's the gap for Where's the gap for the docklands? I can see it in One Big Pond's photo, but I can't see it in your image.
Yeah, I'll figure that out when I figure out what buildings we're looking at and what's what.
Well, the big. Right, what's that?
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with Melbourne.
Yeah, it's funny because they're not even the right colour, so you can't.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll keep going.
Because that see that photo you've got. See the big the building with the big gold top on it.
Yeah, like that sort of gold rectangle at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. To the right of that is the gap between the city and South Melbourne.
So where the three buildings on the right are South Melbourne?
Yeah, that's South Melbourne and Port Melbourne.
Oh.
And then to the left there's a gap, and that's where Docklands is.
Okay. All right, I'll try and get those then. All right.
Yeah, so that tower to the far left that looks like an orange shine, I'll tell you what building that is.
The vertical orange shine or the orange rectangle?
Yeah, the vertical orange shine, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's building at Docklands.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find the name of it.
So the vertical orange shine on the left, Docklands, and the ones on the right, South Melbourne.
Well, Docklands or South Wharf. I'm just trying to work out which one it is.
Yeah, the only building I know is Crown. that's all I go to Melbourne for. Ah, shit. When was this footage taken?
I would say 21.
Okay, all right. I'm looking at one of the big buildings there, and it's got construction around it on Google Earth. And I'm like thinking, oh shit. So the time may not match up. That's what might be screwing things up.
I'll just go and find something a little bit more clearer and see if I can post it if it's not too big.
Oh, but yeah, like I'll send I'll tag Timbo in a video where I do some analysis of Ranty's Blackpool photo.
Oh no, not that one.
Yeah,
actually, I've never gone over it, but we had a guy come in and say, "Oh, but there's this much of the mountain missing." How do you know that?
From geometry, yeah, and lining stuff up. Yeah, that video was posted.
You can't line stuff up in photos. Like,
yes, you can.
You got compression on the back end.
Do it in.
You can't get triangulation from a 2D image.
Just watch the video. Google Earth is incredibly accurate. Incredibly accurate. Particularly with the 3D buildings added as well. Yeah, like I pinpointed. I had a big fight with Sleeping Warrior Anthony, and he tried to pinpoint one of the wind turbines in the background, and I showed him, no, I'll tell you exactly what wind turbine that is, based on just the angle to it. It was incredibly accurate. Yeah, Google Earth is awesome. The end. Oh, why? Yeah, if there's a clearer image, be cool. Let me just watch the video a bit more. Ah, that does help. Hold on. That helps. I'm going to use a different image. There we go. There we go.
I'll be back. I'm at one of the kids' tennis practice. So I'll be back in a minute.
Okay, Roohif, I just posted a time lapse, and what's in front of me, or what's in front of you there, is actually Point Henry. This is taken from it's a golf course just in Geelong. But if you look across the bay, you can clearly see Melbourne and Williamstown coming around the corner to the left there. You're around about 20 metres up though, so this is why I don't try and claim too much, because I'm not at water level, but you can clearly see there is no curve there.
We'll get to that. I'm still trying to line up this bloody shot.
I found a couple of really good ones, but they're over a minute long and it just won't let me upload them. As I film, like I went to the same place. I was filming sun, moon, a little bit of time lapse with the stars while I was there. Some days I get there at 2:00 in the morning just to film the stars movement and whatever. So I've got a heap of stuff, but a lot of it's too large to upload. So I'm trying to find something that's clear. Good question. I haven't uploaded. Like, honestly, guys, I've got a mountain of stuff. I've got a computer full of like 5 years of editing, and yeah, I've got a lot of work to do ahead of me. That's for sure. If I'm going to put it all together and make sense to you guys, without you debugging me too much.
All right, so all this building in Melbourne looks to be on. $270. All right. On to Melbourne. Oh, it's that one. That one. The Wyndham Hotel, is that enormous?
Wyndham, yeah. Sorry, it's where?
It's in really nice. 251. There you go. Oh, Incorrect. Wrong one. Stellar. You might not know. All right. How about I just Google, check on Wikipedia, what are the tallest buildings in Melbourne?
That'd be the Rialto Tower, wouldn't it?
That's the one. That's the one. All right.
No, I think that's third now. So the one with the gold on it, I think is the tallest.
I think I can identify that in the photo.
I think it's called the Eureka Tower.
Oh yes, of course. I'm old school. Sorry, man.
I think one might have just overtaken it. I'm not sure.
All right. Okay, that's probably the one with the orange rectangle on it. 396.
Yeah, that's the Eureka with the gold at the top.
That makes more sense. Ah, yes, right. That's where I stayed opposite. Where was I? The Langham? Was that the Langham? Yes. There we go.
Staying at the Langham.
La-di-da.
Yes, nice place. The South Bank's a beautiful place.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So this feedback. This Australia 108 building is being constructed during the Google Earth imagery, which makes things difficult.
Okay, I just posted a short time lapse of Melbourne from Bacchus Marsh, but I am around about 200 metres above sea level here, but you can clearly see that I'm looking onto or levelly onto Melbourne, and you can see quite far beyond. If you guys were there, you'd be amazed. I used to watch planes come in for like 10 minutes, a little dot in the sky coming towards me, and I just watch it. And I filmed a few, but they're way too long to upload from here. But planes coming in from afar. So if you're talking about a concave Earth, wow, it's quite amazing to watch these planes come in and then come into the level that we consistently see planes fly at and come across the plane. Amazing stuff. Like I'm bamboozled that we actually argue about this, and I know I've already said that, but it's quite clear and evident. You can see for miles, guys. Miles. There's no fall to a ball. It is that simple.
That Melbourne 108 building is the one to the left of the Eureka Tower, the really tall one.
Right. Okay. All right.
You should know it's near the Crown, mate.
I've been in Melbourne for a while. I haven't been anywhere for since pre-pandemic, Barish. Hang on then. Then I don't think you're at what's it called? Point Henry then.
That's correct.
Or
You don't
the
really
identification. Which way around? The building 108 should be on the right of Eureka Tower if he's at Point Henry.
No. Can you see the... No, sorry.
Maybe you weren't where you said you were, Big Pond. Possible.
Can you see the little... Yeah. I recognise that wall anywhere, that one that goes around Point Henry.
I find it amazing that you doubt actually what I'm saying. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm yet to lie in my life. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't believe anyone that has never lied in their life. I don't believe
I have no need to lie. Oh, this one's quite nice. It's quite a nice song. So I'll play this.
So which way around, Timbo? The where are we? The rectangular gold shine on the right. Are we saying that is? Are we saying that's Australia 108 with the curvy? Yeah, that makes more sense. Yes. Okay, and the one to the left of that is then Eureka Tower, really tall. Okay. Let's see if we can do that then. All right. Let's try that one. All right. Photo. Not other way. All right, that makes a bit more sense, I think.
If those last two timelapses don't turn you on, I don't know what what else I've got to show you guys. That is clear and evident. Like you can see the cranes on the last one across the bay. I'm in Point Henry, guys, and if you don't believe me, I don't know what else to say. But good night.
Or I may have identified the vertical thing. I think. Let me sort it out back again. Oops. All right, I think I got it. No.
Okay, there is something uploading at the moment with the sun pretty much right behind Melbourne, and if you don't like that one, I'm done, guys. You'll never hear from me again. It's halfway loaded. Just give it a minute. It's 46 seconds long, and it's fucking awesome. To be quite honest.
Where's that second one up taken from? With the tower, there's like a communications tower. Is that Point Cook? In the Air Force Base? Or?
What's that? Bloody hell. Take bins out. See me? Oh, come on. But then there's buildings to the right that I can't identify.
It's so stubborn. That last shot's pretty cool. Big pond.
The last video, it's not playing for me. It's sort of frozen at the moment. Maybe my computer's just playing up. I'm trying to upload way too much. But
The whole sky's red, and then you zoom out, and it's blue. And you go, what? And then you can see the lights reflecting on the water underneath the clouds.
Oh, dude, imagine being there, guys. Like, I would be overwhelmed for the entire day after taking, like you do. You take this resonance in this vibration, this everything, man. It just opens up your eyes to the whole world, the entire world. You see through everybody's eye. It's just unbelievable how you create clarity by watching the world turn around you. And that's not the same. That's not the earth turning. That's the sky moving, guys.
People don't look around. Too busy.
Is that last video playing for you there, Timbo? Because it's not playing for me.
It did eventually. It was.
Cool, man.
It was
Thank you.
before.
I'm going to jump out and see whether it makes a difference.
The third one up, where's that taken from?
Honestly, no, I haven't gone. I haven't gone yet. Look, they're all from Point Henry, from exactly the same location. Like, I'm I may have been further to the left of the point, but it's still Point Henry. It's only it would only be around about a 200 metre difference from where exactly I filmed every day to some days I'll go out to the point just to be different. I'm like, oh, wow, this is a different day, so I'll get over here. And I got my XR8U bogged in the sand one
day. That's a beacon. That's a beacon, so it's either a port or I'm thinking it's like Point Cook Air Force Base.
I haven't uploaded any of the dark ones, but I used to do them at night and get it through the day. I've got heaps of little red, green, blue lights flashing in the ocean, and all the ports and the channels and whatever where the ships come through the channels. Yeah, it's quite awesome. I was actually told by an old bloke who used to come down and see me quite often that you could actually walk across the bay to Williamstown at one point before they dug the channel out to go over to the refinery there in John.
It's just mud come out of the Werribee River, and they still dredge the mouth of, because that's two rivers coming out there. Like there's the Yarra and the Maribyrnong joined together, and all the silt and dirt that comes down from, especially from the Yarra, but when they join, it clogs up the mouth of the port, so they dredge it. They just constantly dredge it. All that Melbourne down there all used to be swampland anyway.
A big pond. Are you sure you weren't over at Mornington for that footage? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. All right, I'll go and start some dinner for the kids. Definitely to be continued. Big pond? Yes.
Sorry, man.
Definitely to be continued.
Am I sure I'm not in Mornington? I can guarantee you. I've actually.
Yes. And turn off the stream so I can hear.
Am I sure? Sorry, man.
There we go. To be continued. I'll go and I'll go and make some dinner for the kids and I'll be back.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't think you knew where you were, Big Bond.
Well, to be continued.
There's no way I've ever been in Mornington. I've never filmed for Mornington, even though I do appreciate Mornington. I've never filmed across the bay from Mornington.
To be continued. I'll go make some dinner and come back.
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to talk about? Your angle? Any proofsies?
Hello? Someone call me? Say my name?
Any flat Earth proof?
Do I?
Yeah.
No, but you do.
Shit, by the way.
You do, right?
Second?
You have flat Earth proof, right?
Sure. Apparently, angles, taking elevation angles, are proof of flat Earth these days.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Good conversation.
Yes. Oops, fuck. Oh, I have a DM. No, there's not, apparently. Oh, there we are. Big busted custard. Oh, come on, Timbo, come back, champ. This is getting awesome.
What are we talking about?
One big pond was in here a bit over an hour ago, and he threw a video at me as some sort of flat Earth proof, and he said he was in a particular location. And I tried to line up the city skyline of Melbourne to his footage, and I couldn't do it. And I was like, why isn't this lining up? And I said, oh, are you sure you weren't over on the other side of the bay? And he goes, no, definitely from this point over on the west. I said, all right, to be continued. Now I've actually lined it up properly, and he is over on the east side. And he said, you probably should rewind. I won't say what he said. He said he's never been over that side to take footage, and if he is exposed as a liar, he will forever sleep.
Maybe he wasn't over there. Maybe he got it from.
He's definitely over there. He said it was his. Like it's, yeah. So I'm waiting for Timbo to come back. Oops, not you. Hang on. Yeah.
Sorry.
Cavendish Creek Brandy. Oh, that's fantastic.
What are we doing over here, Roohif?
Waiting for one big pond to come back.
He's in another server. Do you want him? We're going to get him.
Yeah. Yes, please. Sorry. Yes, please.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Federation Square. My goodness.
No proof. No proof. No proof.
Roohif. It's actually one of the better nicknames I've had. Quite
Proof. Proof.
No, Roohif. I think it's really good.
No proof of what?
Oh, no proof of the globe, obviously.
Oh, gotcha.
Oops. Shit.
Is there containment on Earth that's a natural phenomenon?
But again, is there attainment? What?
Containment.
Attain? Can I attain a natural phenomenon?
Containment.
Containment. Oh.
Yes. It's containment.
All right.
He'll be here soon.
All right. Awesome. Oh, shit.
I got one.
Mm. Your audio is crap, by the way.
What's that?
Your audio is pretty bad.
Okay, hold on. Here, let me try to fix this.
Oh, that's better.
How about that?
Yeah, he's better. Yeah.
Okay. I was asking if you know of a natural phenomenon of containment on Earth.
Air is contained in my lungs, maybe, if I hold my breath.
No.
Do you have a natural phenomenon of containment?
I do.
Yeah.
There's oceans and lakes.
Okay. That's an interesting question, though. Are oceans contained? Like, lakes are obviously contained. They have land all around. But it's kind of a, do you say that the oceans are contained by the land? Or the land is posted above the oceans?
Water. It would have to be. You don't have water without containment.
Well, that's an assertion, right?
No.
I would just say the land is high enough above the water.
Well, I mean, to have water itself, I mean, you have to pour it in a glass. Drink it. You don't have to pour it, but it has to be in a container.
Okay. So the ocean floor is a container?
Fundamentally, it has to be in a container.
Yeah. I want big pond. Been waiting for this. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, they do make dams.
What?
They do make dams. Yeah.
Yeah.
To control the water flow. So. It's interesting to think about because the gradient would be where what's containing it, and the deeper you go, the more dense it is, and the more heavy it is, and the more you're stacking the water molecules on top of each other, becoming denser. And it's just interesting to think about.
It's more of a pressure gradient in the water than there is a density gradient. So the water doesn't compress very much.
Well, it does.
Water doesn't compress, like you can compress gases fucking orders of magnitude more than you can compress liquids.
It would. Say that again?
You can compress gases orders of magnitude more than you can compress liquids. Water doesn't compress very much.
Well, why is it when you send an empty vessel down, the deeper you go, you are fighting gradient pressure against the vehicle or vessel that you're in? Yeah.
Pressure, right?
Okay.
Pressure is different to density.
Where do you get buoyancy from then?
Yeah, from the volume that you take up.
Okay.
Which is density related, yeah.
Okay.
Pressure and density are different. You have enormous pressure under the ocean, but the density of the water doesn't change very much. It's not compressible.
It is too, because that's how you make a gas, right?
What?
That's how you change the element of it. Thermodynamics.
By compressing it?
Well, yeah. Well, you can compress air and get liquid.
Right. What if you compress liquid? You get a solid then, right? Which way are we going here?
I don't know. I was just talking.
Yeah.
I would say water gets. I don't know. I would say water gets denser for sure the deeper you go, because light can't penetrate through it. So obviously there's something there.
How do you think hydraulics works?
It can't penetrate through it, is what I'm saying, because there's the medium there and the density of it. So
you know that hydraulics works because the incompressibility of the liquid.
I don't know, but that's a controlled environment.
Okay.
Correct?
It works by the incompressibility of liquids.
That's a controlled environment. It's a enclosed environment. It's not even. It's a little bit different. Obviously, water it stacks onto each other, or it wouldn't be what it is. The pressure gradient is not. There's no density to pressure.
Density and pressure are different things. They're related, but they are different. So the density of water doesn't really change very much with depth. Density doesn't change very much. The pressure changes enormously with depth in the oceans. They're different things.
So what differentiates? Is there any density to water then?
Yeah. About a kilo. Yeah, kilo per litre.
So if you travel the depths in something that's hollow versus something that's solid, that's when density becomes a factor.
Not following. As you go deeper in the ocean, water doesn't compress very much. Right? So the same mass of water continues to take up approximately the same volume. It doesn't compress very much. But
gotcha.
When you're down deep, you have tons and tons and tons of water above you. The pressure is enormous.
So that's when density and you're displacing it is what I'm saying, right? So when you bring just an empty vessel down in there or with something displacing the water, you're creating
Timbo's here, finally. Do you like my DMs, Timbo?
So density obviously would matter too within temperature.
So how comes you're hanging out here, Roohif? How comes you're hanging out here, this server?
Love loving to be in the branches. Enjoy the fight,
Oh.
The density would change because it would get colder the deeper you go, so the density would change.
What's the formula for density? Like, what is density?
Structure.
Mass per unit volume.
Yeah, it's structure.
Okay. Density is mass per unit volume.
Right, so
1 kilogram of water taking up.
Did you change the structure of water in thermodynamics? You can't deny that. That's just the way it is.
Right. But
So the deeper you get,
mass.
Colder you get.
Mass and object's resistance to acceleration.
I went over with this the other night. You can't mass and once you get onto mass, then you're getting into the other elements which you can't explain and you can't. It's just not there. But what I was saying was, is when you get deeper, it obviously gets colder. So, well, I don't know in certain parts, I would think, but if not, anyways, it's pretty cold. But it would be denser. So yeah, the deeper you go, the denser it gets.
Minutely, probably.
Just interesting thought. It's contained, and that's I guess how you would figure out. It's pretty much it is an open containment.
The ocean, sure.
Oh, it's an open container within an enclosed container. Interesting. It's interesting to think if we are enclosed, how perfect the pressure would be. How, you know what I'm saying? Like the way, I mean, obviously you can't, well, I mean, you can measure the pressure in front of you, but it's just kind of interesting how it would have to be a perfectly well-tuned Atmo. You know, it's like, you know, you would run an air compressor for your tools and other tools that, you know, require certain pressure or whatnot. It's interesting to think about the dynamics of Earth.
If Timbo's still listening, I find it amusing how people criticize me for doing all this sort of armchair investigating and accuse me of not getting out in the real world, right? But how good is Google Earth? Fantastic. I could have figured out where he was within, 5 or 6 meters.
G'day, guys. I'm back. Roohif, have you disproved where I am, have you?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Clearly, have you?
Your audio shit. Say that again. Anyway, you were at Oliver's Hill boat ramp in the car park at Oliver's Hill boat ramp.
Oh, that's on the first video on the left that I posted. Oliver's. Yeah, I think we call it wine burners down in Geelong, but if you want to call it Oliver's. What about every other video that I've sent you? Have you debunked that one yet?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just waiting for my apology. Of like when I said, "Are you sure that you're at point wherever you were?"
No, Oliver's is in Frankston.
Yeah.
Oliver's is in Frankston. Frankston.
What did you say was in Frankston?
Yeah. I believe I've only filmed there once, and I don't believe that was the video that I sent you, but it may have been. But not that matters. It's pretty awesome. Hey, thank you for highlighting that. That would be the only time I filmed at Frankston. But how many other posts do you want of No Curve? If that's your only claim, that you've debunked one of my videos that I misrepresented, I'm happy being wrong if that one. Yeah, I probably did film once at over that location, but over Mornington Way, that would be the only time. I've got other videos from there, which is much more better, but you know, they're 2 to 3 minute longs, and there's music to them, and we're jamming, and we're screaming, and we're carrying on, and it's just an awesome time, man. So I'm not sure what else to say. If you could focus on the ones that are from Point Henry, that would be much better than trying to defame me from any religious sect that you're trying to give us.
Anyway, I did bring it up before. Say, are you sure you're at Point Henry? You said yes. And you said you'd never been over to Mornington. So I did say Mornington, right?
No, I said I've got friends over there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, yeah, no, that's cool. But is it not an awesome video? And what is that, about 40 kilometres? So still no fall on the ball. You know, whether you think you've got a gotcha or not, you know, there's still no fall on the ball, dude.
All right, let's analyse it from Frankston then. Let's do that.
Okay, so you've got one video that you want to debunk, which is a little bit closer than the Point Henry. Can we focus on the Point Henry? Because that, to me, is where I spent most of my time, and Frankston is, you know, just a little stepping stone, which is quite a nice one because it was quite clear over there, and there should be a shitload more videos from Frankston because it's a beautiful place to film from.
What I find, I went through this over on GeoServe the other day, and I said I pushed Geo to put forward an observation that he's willing to defend. And he finally did, and it was from Oahu to Kauai. And I showed, yep, this is exactly what you would expect on a globe. And all he did was go, oh, here's my other observation. So can I hold you to the same challenge, put forward an observation that you think disproves the globe, that you will defend?
Every video I posted disproves the globe. What's your point there?
Okay, well, we can analyse the one.
The last video that is 49 minutes or 48 seconds long, is that not a feasible one? Because that's fucking beautiful fucking video there, man. I don't know what else you want from me. Like, if you can't, if you want to dismiss that and carry on with the one with the bricks in the foreground, once I zoom back in, fair enough. But I can't really. I'm not going to dispute the fact that I posted a video, which I rarely do, over from that side of the bay. So all of my videos are from Point Henry, and you know, as I said, I've got 2 terabyte worth of videos and evidence of no ball, no fall.
I'm going to analyse the first one you sent me because that's, you know, otherwise we're just going to defeat video after video. So I'm going to do this one first. Give me 10 minutes or so. I'll come back.
Okay, so I got text, I got DM to come and all I get is you guys going, oh, it was in Frankston.
You were adamant that it was Point Henry, and I checked with you, and you were still adamant. Could it be from the other side? You said no, and I listened in on the live stream afterwards. What did you say on the live stream afterwards?
Okay, I was mistaken on one of the videos I shared. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
If you don't mind, I'll send you 1 terabyte worth of stuff and you can decipher the whole lot if you like.
It's all good. All good. Anyway, I'm going to analyse this one and I'll be back.
Which one are you analysing?
The one you gave me, the one I've been analysing since before I had dinner, like 2 hours ago.
Like seriously, the last video is, I don't know what more proof you want. It's close to Melbourne. It is a perfect vision of flat level water at low tide and quite a calm day. Clear as crystal. You can see cranes along the foreshore. You can actually see the pier if you look close enough. And it's a beautiful video. I'm not sure what else you want. To me, it seems like we're looking for an argument now there, Roohif.
I love an argument. A civil argument, right? I love an argument.
No.
I don't argue with anyone. I just laugh at them. Or I go silent, or I go and spew some other information out, which generally means nothing because, you know, the ball is nothing. The level observation is what we all experience every day, so that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Do you have infrared? An infrared video would be quite...
infrared is cool.
See what it does, but taking away the refraction.
It doesn't take away refraction.
It does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It cuts down on scattering. Cuts down on Rayleigh scattering. It does not reduce refraction.
Dude, how fucking clear do you want? Like, I'm sorry to swear, guys, but how clear do you want the vision? Like, dude, that's 60 kilometers, even by your judgment. A clear plane across, zoom in, zoom out. How many times do you want me to do it? There was so much stuff in that video. It's awesome, man. And I don't praise myself very often, man. And that's an awesome video.
Talking about the one right here where you zoom into the and then zoom out. 46 seconds.
Yeah, that's quite nice, don't you think?
That thing's awesome. Yeah, it's an awesome. It's.
Yeah, thank you, man.
It's really amazing. That's pretty cool.
Oops.
But is there measurement markers on that sun one? Yeah. So everyone just come back.
The only thing I'm disappointed I didn't do in that video is pan left to show you Melbourne, but I was actually waiting for the sun to come around a little bit further, but I got sidetracked and I had to leave and, go film elsewhere or help someone else. I think I actually went and painted someone's house for a couple of months and live with them for a little while because that's what I do. I like to give my time away. I like to give my energy away. I like to give my freedom away because that's what life's about. I am who I am. Whatever.
What distances are on that sun video then? How far are you actually seeing there? There's something physical.
Yeah, look, that's across the bay. That's actually a little bit further than what Melbourne is, but look, I'm happy with 60 kilometres or 300 feet or thereabouts. Look, you cannot tell me that there's a hump in the middle there and we're looking around a curve. It is that simple. Like, I don't know what else I have to say to convince anyone this is a flat earth server. I've produced flat earth proof. I'm still waiting on anyone to produce any sort of curve, any sort of fall to a ball. So please, prove me wrong.
It's not going to happen. That's amazing footage, dude. The color and yeah, it's neat. It is.
As I've stated, I've got a few others that I could post, but they're just a little bit larger. It won't let me upload it, but that's one of the better ones that I've got. I've got heaps of time lapse where I've just got it straight across the bay, but I don't think people really get it all that much. So I just post images and let people try and diffuse it, and I just laugh at them and just go, okay, this is the way life is, and that's the way you perceive the land. So I don't know what else to say.
It's weird. It's when you get close. It's weird how when you get real close, the way it's interesting. It almost reminds me of like a closed pearl or something cracking open, and you get really close into it or something. It's kind of interesting. It's really neat. That's all.
As I've stated, when we have a new moon, we're more likely to see the green pop or the green flash that people call it. It doesn't seem to happen very often with the full moon. So, but I do know that it happens all the time. So it depends on your location and which way you're filming. But I don't know how simplistic I can make reality for people.
I got an interesting video that you might enjoy then if that's it posted there of the moon. But yeah, and I've got another of the sun as well, but nothing like that. That's really cool, man. It's pretty neat. But this one's interesting. It's like something that is on the moon that I'm filming. It's something in of the background or something of where it's at is refracting and off of something, reflection, or I don't know what it is, but another moon or another refraction of the moon comes out. There's like two of them or something. It's just really weird.
I've completed my analysis. It's in the chat.
This is cool, man.
Yeah. So they're the two known points, 297 meters and 221. Scale that down to find where sea level is, and you got to be looking through the water. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. We can do this a whole bunch of different ways as well if you want. But that's a very quick one.
Can I ask, Angel, that video you posted, are you claiming it as two moons?
No, I'm not claiming that. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what's going on. It's just something that I was recording, and it just happened to happen as I was recording it, and I thought it was interesting. That's all.
Okay, because I can actually get that reflection and refraction or hazing of double moons through mine. I generally clean the lens and it disappears. So
that's not what it was. I seen it with my own eyes too. That's definitely not what was going on. You can see because my camera moves around and it doesn't move. The refraction doesn't move differently, and it literally comes out from behind something else and whatever's in the sky there, and you can clearly see that it doesn't move separate. They're literally as a unit, and it's definitely not a refraction thing. I'm filming that at night. How much refraction do you think I'm going to get? Like, dude, it's crazy.
Honestly, I'm not having to go at you. I've got double vision of the moon, and I'll happily get it at about 12 o'clock tonight if you want me to upload something.
But that's not what was happening because it's not. As I was watching it, so yeah.
It's an awesome video, and I don't mind the music after a minute or so, and it's quite.
Because I started freaking out. Like what I did is I started like, "What the fuck is this?" I started to sound like a fool, right? So I like covered it up with music. That was like,
oh, well, look, it's pretty cool. No matter what you're like, it's pretty cool, man. So thank you for posting it anyway. Roohif.
Yes.
Sorry, I laugh like this all the time, man. It's so funny. 297 and 221 meters. What are you trying to prove here, man? Like, honestly, we are looking across the bay at around about 40 kilometers across, yeah? Well, what are you trying to decipher here with these numbers, these letters, this information you're presenting?
Right. If that 297, that's the top of Eureka, and the 221 is the top of that star-shaped ring thing around Australia 108, and I've just scaled that down to where sea level is.
Okay. So you do admit that it's a level plane across there, then, and that's the actual height of the buildings.
The fact that says, see where it says 0 meters above sea level, that red line, the fact that I'm looking through the water to get to that 0 meters above sea level.
Can you, I don't mean to be simplistic, but what isn't water that we're looking through? Everything, the whole atmosphere, the ether, everything that we know is water, is it not?
I'm looking through Port Phillip Bay, the water of Port Phillip Bay.
Okay, so what are you looking for? Because you're not proving anything at the moment. All you're doing is showing me the vision that I can clearly see myself.
Right. the fact that we are looking through a hump of water to see sea levels over in Melbourne is why the Earth is a globe. Do you understand?
No, I don't, man.
Oh, shit, he's going to do.
Like, honestly.
You're a lunatic, dude. Come on, man.
Let me get this right. This is globe proof, this picture. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm still laughing. Sorry, I forgot.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Well, I'm convinced, guys. I'm going back to globe, mate. That has done it for me. I mean, if you can't see that's a globe, you're fucking stupid.
And the funny thing about it is, this is upside down because we're in Australia, which makes it even funnier.
There's your hump of water anyway, above that 0 meters above sea level line. That's your hump of water.
Gravity pulled upside down in the pool, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there is no up or down in space, right? Like, I'm trying to decipher here because I've heard so much. I don't know what to call it, but. Sorry, guys. This is sad. Roohif, where are you going with this, man? Like, this is a level plane that we all experience throughout the entire Earth. You can call it a ball or sphere, whatever you want to call it. There's no way that we are living upside down, dude. And that's been humped onto a fucking globe. And I don't mean to swear once again, guys.
The hump is in the photo, so you can deny it. That's okay. I mean, you wouldn't be a flat earther if you didn't deny evidence.
Where's the hump?
Is in the photo.
Here.
That red line at the bottom, 0 meters above sea level.
You just said line.
Yeah.
You know what a line is? From point A to point B, there's no hump in a line. There's no hump in a line.
Sorry, I've only just started this first thing in the morning. This picture, is that physical Earth curve?
Yeah, is it?
Is it physical Earth
yes,
curve?
it is. Yep.
So that's the physical curvature of the Earth. How much atmosphere we're looking through?
40 Ks.
So that's 40 Ks worth of atmosphere and there's no refraction.
I didn't say there's no refraction. There is always
so
refraction.
Hold on, sunshine. So being as we're looking through the atmosphere, that is what, an apparent horizon? Or is that the physical one? You understand
those two words.
Right? Is
those
that,
two words are not...
Hold on, sunshine. Can I go up to it and put my finger on it and hide behind it? Is it physical?
Okay, that is the physical horizon. It is in its apparent position. You can go out to where that point is and touch it, but it is not where it appears to be because of refraction.
Shut up. So like the black swan, that's not the actual horizon where it should be. It's a refracted horizon. It's apparent. It's a projection of a horizon, right?
The horizon is where it is. It is physical. It appears in a refracted
that's physical
position.
Then, but not refracted. Well, I don't understand, Mr. Double Talker. Double speak.
It's because
what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay. It is because you think that apparent and physical are mutually exclusive terms.
Tell me what I
not.
Fucking think. Sorry, don't tell me what I fucking think. Tell me what that is. Is that the physical horizon or is it a refracted horizon? Which one is it?
You said, is it apparent or is it physical? Are apparent and physical mutually exclusive to you?
Right, dumbass. I'm going to ask you again. Is that the physical horizon or is it in a refracted position? Which one is it?
It's both. It's physical and it appears in its refracted position.
Speaking. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Okay.
It's both now, is it? Is it both?
Yes. It is physical. That water we are looking at. That water we are looking at is physical water. It exists in a location.
I agree water's physical. But because of your refraction, that's a projection of water, isn't it? I can't shoot that water.
It's refracted
not
position.
Its actual location. I can't shoot that water with a gun because it's not its actual physical location now, is it?
It's in its refracted position. Yes, you can't shoot it.
Yeah,
Correct.
so it's not in its physical location, is it?
Right, but it is
So not physical then. So
it's not in its location. It is
It's
physical
not in its
water.
physical location, is it, dumb fuck?
Right. It's in its apparent location.
Stop
Correct.
with your double speaking words. That is not the horizon now, is it? You're
That is
just
the horizon.
arbitrarily deciding. Shut up. You're just arbitrarily deciding that because you can see the horizon, it is always physical, even though it's not in its geometric location. Has it ever been in its geometric location when you've observed it?
Probably not.
So have you got a direct measurement to it in the first place, then, you idiot?
Because we see it in its refracted position. We see physical water.
But if you've never seen it in its actual physical position, how do you know it's there? You just see it in its refracted position.
Water.
Always. Why? Why do you have to talk? You always
Because you asked me a question. You asked me a question.
Making a statement, you pussy.
And don't ask questions.
You say that is a refracted position. You also say that no one has ever seen the physical curvature of the Earth because, like I pointed out, which is why I asked you earlier, 40 kilometres of atmosphere that you are looking through. So not the physical curvature of the Earth. In its refracted position, right? Don't sit here with your double speak. Try to confuse these nice gentlemen. Fucking idiot,
didn't say no one. I didn't say no one has seen the physical curvature of the Earth. That's you substituting the phrase geometric horizon. I was speaking, Jedi. No, I was speaking. You're interrupting me.
Yes, because I don't want to speak your bullshit and lie to people and put words into my mouth. You disingenuous cunt. I thought you had to go and put your dogs and your children
I'm
to
going to
sleep.
feed the dogs.
Fuck off. Go on, fuck off, you liar.
I wanted to it's so funny. Sorry, Jedi. I wanted to ask you, so that headline, if that's a horizon, does it rise up from there? Are we living in a sphere? In a sphere? Or on a sphere?
It's not even
so comical.
It's not even a horizon. It's not even a curve. We can see that the water's flat. He's just chosen a place to draw a red line where the water appears to change its colour due to the atmospheric conditions. It's still flat beyond that red line.
It's horizon. First of all, you're out of water. Water finds its level, so it's just absolutely just a fallacy altogether. It's just ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
Sorry, guys, I wasn't going to put up with that longer. That's the horizon, the physical curve of the Earth, he said. Fucking liar.
You were awesome, man. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
Hey, look, I'm just excited that you're using my videos for these arguments because it's been years since I've been able to get this much authority to have some sort of a say. So thank you very much, Jedi and Yao and everyone. You guys are all awesome, and thank you for every thought.
No, you're more than welcome, mate. I just don't put up with liars. I've only been awake for half an hour and I come into Roohif declaring that that's the curvature of the Earth that he can see.
Dude,
fucking atmosphere.
You're a total lunatic, man. I mean, seriously, that's crazy.
You just got got me because I posted something that I actually like. I class myself as the laziest photographer in the world because I do so many time lapse and I like because it's so clear and obvious. there's no need to argue over the facts that. You can zoom in, there's a fucking land. You can zoom out, there's a fucking ocean. There's no hump in the middle on the right day, on the right perspective. So it's quite comical. Everything that I say, everything that I do, I'm generally having a laugh at everybody because it's just it's nonsensical in so many ways. But thank you guys. It's been a laugh, and it always is. And I appreciate everything that you guys do. We make awesome music, and hopefully one day I can contribute.
Can I just obviously I understand what you've been on about with the physical, their claim of a physical horizon. And he's showing a refracted horizon, so it's not physical and you can't measure to it. What is actually Roohif's point? What is he? Is he actually trying to come up with a serious point, or is he just being a nuisance? What do you think? Is he
Like,
trying?
honestly, that line that he's got there, I could get that a kilometre out from where I used to, like in every other film that I've got. The refraction of the water that shimmers in the light. Is that what he's claiming is a curve? Like, honestly, guys, it changes every day. It's just comical that they argue over it, and like they're trying to make us look like fools, but they sadly are mistaken that we are not.
Did he just go, or did he get booted out?
No, he left. He didn't like my timbre and my cadence. I swore at him too much.
Yeah.
His feelings got hurt, so he went to go and hide behind his children.
You have to feed the dogs. He'll be back.
Slimy little Roohif, who's been assigned to the 24/7 flat Earth Discord server, so the heliocentric model has got a voice. Basically, his job right.
Hey, without him, who else are we going to laugh at?
You know,
that's true. That is true.
If you look at those two on the boat, right, you got the line right at their eye level too. It's like both of them on the boat. They're both standing on the boat, right? And so you look at the line there. They're literally from left to the right of the person. They're literally both at eye level, which is interesting.
Well, basically, he's just got that photograph up and drew some lines on it. That's what you can actually see. Whatever distance it might be, you can see it. There's nothing blocking that. And he's just drawn some lines on a building and on the ocean. That's the way I would sort of say it. I mean, am I missing something? I don't know.
No, that's what I came into. He came back into the conversation and goes, okay, gentlemen, I've done my analysis, puts up a photograph and draws a line on it and goes, there's the horizon, there's the curvature of the Earth. After his analysis, because he's special. What a fucking idiot.
Beyond an idiot.
Always refracted. Right? How far away is that horizon? Well, that's 40 kilometres away. So is that the actual physical horizon without the atmosphere in a way now? Is it curvature of the Earth? Is that what it is? No. Oh, well, fuck off then. If it's refracted, then no one cares, mate. It's been refracted forever. We've been pointing out since 2015. The horizon is an apparent location. It's optical, depending on the atmospheric conditions of the day and the technology that you use. Your eyeballs, binoculars or a telescope, the horizon's going to move around. I don't care what photograph you have analysed, you fucking idiot. Drawing a line across it and making declarations isn't going to hold fast here. The horizon is optical. It's always been optical. I refer you to the Black Swan.
What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.